Hey there. Welcome back. Welcome back to my Minecraft world. This one, Minecraft survival world, where I've I've been waiting to do something for a bit now. Actually, since I made the video, the last one, like since right after I stopped actively building this, I have been trying to find tasks to occupy me. And so I have one now. So there's a few things that I want to do on like a stream. For example, I want to do the building you see to the left on stream. I want to move the iron farm. I might work on the emerald cube. And then I have another project that I've been working on during streams. But right here, this mess. This is the outline for a new building. This is where the blocks are going to go. I have it all planned out exactly how I want it. I have all the blocks I'm going to need, except for this. This is not complete. But I actually did the math to find out how much I need of everything, except for the slabs. But that's not important. And so we're going to be working on this. We're going to do that before we even touch that, before we even decide to start on that, before I do the grueling task of moving an iron farm, right? There's not too much that's going to go into this build. It's going to be a wool farm. So I am going to make sure that I have all of the sheep I need real quick. Well, I've counted up the sheep and I think I have enough. I don't really see much else that I really have to establish before getting started. So I do think I'm just gonna kind of go into it. I mean, I'm at level 53, that's how much quartz I mined. I'd like to start off the time lapse with a little bit of just talking, because the design for this building did actually take quite a while. I had to balance the height and the width, which was a nightmare because I wanted to be able to fit as many sheep inside as possible. And eventually I just decided that I would deal with it. And so I think I haven't, I'm recording this before actually building it. I believe that it should fit 24 sheep. Alright, so I've got the building done, and it's nighttime, and it's raining. Hang on. Okay, real quick, I have to give a bit of history. This area is all a river, technically. If I go to F3, you can see that it is still a river biome. That's why the grass is lighter than it is over here. And that's because whenever I started this world, this was all just a river, like a really thick river that I wanted land on. And so all of this grass was placed by me, by hand. So underneath, it's empty. Like, it's water. So underneath here, there's always drowned that want to make my life misery and pain. And I really want to get out of here now. But they try to make my life awful. And it's also terrible. Like, this basement took forever. Anyways, this is what we're looking at. And it's a design. I mean, I pride myself in my building, typically. This, it's a bit dull. I wish there was a bit more to it, but I don't really know how to decorate it without taking away from the rainbow, which I think is the main feature. There's an open doorway. I don't think anything's going to get in here. You got this little floor design which is, I thought it looked nice. And I thought it kind of complemented the rest of the rainbow that I have going on up here. While making the building, I had to go through so much because I kept having to get more quartz or more redstone. And there was one thing that I didn't need any more of, and I still need more gold because I am going to need to do a minecart collection system. But throughout all of this, there's one thing that I didn't run out of. So, what happened, right? I accidentally overestimated the concrete I needed by about 35 stacks. Now, the process of removing a sheep from the pen, I think, is just as easy as... Yeah, okay. What's gonna be difficult is getting it in here, which is why I'm not gonna show all of it on camera, because you don't want to see that. I'm also not gonna do the minecart system on camera, because similarly, you don't want to see that. You're gonna be annoying, really. I'm gonna have to like go up here and add an extra block for myself. What do you mean so? Do it. Why are you so fat? Why is the sheep so large? Oh, now I can't even get over here. Okay, so we're gonna walk it over here. No, get back up. And come here. We're gonna put you in the furthest one, because that's gonna make my job easier in the future. Yeah. Now stay in there and give me my lead back. These aren't going to get proper roofs because that's going to be done by the next level's minecart system. Anyways, if you've never made a sheep farm, it's really easy. You just need an observer. You place it right there. Right above the observer, you place a dispenser that's not facing that direction. And you shouldn't be able to get out right now. You can see that that's activating every time. So you just place a block there and a redstone dust. You don't want to touch it again because then it won't work. You just want it like that, a little cross shape. And you need iron for shears. Now I'm rich, so I'm probably going to end up loading each of these dispensers with 9 shears because I can afford that. But you put the shears in the dispenser, and then you just wait for the grass block to update. But since this does use glass, I can just place grass blocks adjacent to it, which is why it is important that you use glass in your construction if you decide to make one of these. See, anytime that that grass block is updated, it's going to activate the dispenser, which is typically going to be just when the sheep eats. And then I'm going to have a minecart underneath that's going to go around because to collect things from beneath a block, you need a minecart with hopper. So I'm going to fill in the rest of this tower off camera because that's going to be incredibly mind-dulling. Okay, it looks like I had another incredible material miscalculation. Um, this farm can fit many more sheep than I anticipated. Each layer can fit 8, and there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, so I can get 40 sheep in here. I've done some pretty lengthy work on this, and it's so, like I said, I do have pride in the building, right? You can see my scaffold actually, but it was still just a bit lacking, so I added a little bit of extra around the corners, and I still feel like there could be a bit more to it. I might add on each of the layers like a frog light with the pale oak trapdoors, just because I think that might look good. It looks like it's I think it definitely needs a bit more identity, but I don't know if I mentioned it before. I've got just like floor plan that's, you know, this chest is so that you can just put wool in and it'll get sorted because I have it's sorted and it's a bit excessive. It it's a bit excessive. The sorting system actually didn't take too long. What took longer was just getting the sheep in, getting that all sorted, and then actually getting the parts. But even then, the parts didn't take long. The worst part might have even just been renaming all of the fill items in here. I'm not going to go into depth onto how it's made. There's a really good video that I'll link in the description that I used to make it. It's super simple. And yeah, I probably didn't need this many chests, but I don't want to ever have to open it. Like, because there's a good chance I won't need wool that often. So I want to be able to just not check it. There's 80 sheep in here. 80. And I've been experiencing lag, and I thought it might be from the hoppers because hoppers every 20 seconds will check the block above them. And then I realized that it's the chests because these are entities. So I might end up having to run this world with sodium. If I go up through here, you can see every layer has all of the sheep and the mine carts just going away. This one, I realized that I technically have space for another layer because you would have a minecart here, block, and then this would keep the sheep in. So I might add another layer. I can. And I left this hopper here just so that I can. And I'm actually gonna just make sure that that's not checking because I think that'll stop it from checking. It's a lot. This was almost laggier. I almost decided to use activator rails or detector rails to power the powered rails, and then I realized how awful of an idea that was. So that's not what we're doing. I don't know. I don't know about it. Like just that section, I don't know about it. I might add another bit out, but I don't want more quartz. The quartz was the worst part of this building because I kept having to go back to the nether. At one point I got to level 64, mostly from mining quartz. And I think it was 7.5 stacks of quartz pillars. That's not even mentioning the slabs, the stairs, because the roof is all slabbed. Uh, Comparators, observers. It was so much quartz, and I don't want to be in the nether anymore because my nether is so unfriendly. I really need to go in and just do some work, so I might do that on a stream. All of my farms around have been running while I've been doing work on this, and so I've just loaded this up with more cactus and kelp. I haven't even checked this in a while. Let's actually do that. I've checked it a few times over the course of the building, so it is pretty under control. I had to mine for more redstone too, because I ran out of that. I had to mine for more gold, and I did that in the nether because I ran out of gold for powered rails. And it's a lot. This is where I have redstone blocks. I don't really like that. Well, you can just put in any of the wool that you have. I threw something together for the floor here. I like it. And like there is a significant amount of wool in here, mainly of the greens, because those were one of the first that I put in. And then white also has a lot. I'm never going to use most of this wool, even though it's already altogether filled up like an entire double chest. And I've only done like a tiny bit of AFK time around it, and that helped me get the wool for down here. I want to do something with the roof. I might find a slab to put up there because I don't like the dirt roof. I kind of don't want to do something like this for a bit. Not too long, not too long. But I don't want to do something this resource intensive for a bit. And so next I might come back to here just to finish it. It'll make this feel a bit less lonely as it's currently the only real tower. And this is really, really easy. It's just cactus, wood, and deep slate. That's all I need to build it. Oh, and glass, but that's easy. And I already have, I think, a good bit of. Oh, that's dark oak. Well, I can get that easily. Shploop. Today's comment of the day comes from Puddles7711. This is the best video I've ever seen. So much better than the birth of my first child. 10 out of 10. Thank you. And thank you too. Thank anybody else who's watching for watching. Because I don't. There's a good bit of effort that gets put into these. And so it is glad to know that people do, to an extent, care about them. Because this has been my life for 2 days. This has. Ha, 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 ha. Anyways, that is going to be all for me for this time. And so you can find my stream channel linked in the description. Vanilla Tweaks will be there because that's where I get all of my data packs from. I'll link the video that I use for the storage system. And that's really it. Like if you liked the video, because that does help. You can subscribe if you want to see more from me because it helps me. And leave a comment of what you think I should do next or just whatever. I don't really have anything else for you. So yeah, see you in the next one. Or not. Bye bye.